Chlamydomonas occurrence. Chlamydomonas is a large genus and is found almost in all places. It is represented by about 400 species. Chlamydomonas is simple, unicellular, motile freshwater algae. It is mainly found in fresh water rich in nitrogen salts and organic matter. It is also found in stagnant water of ponds, pools, ditches, water tanks, sewage tanks and in slow-running water. Chlamydomonas is planktonic algae and makes surface of water appear green. Some species of Chlamydomonas are terrestrial. They grow on moist soil surface, in rice fields and on banks of rivers and lakes. Some species are found in salty brackish water. Chlamydomonas is also found as cryophytes, i.e., growing on snow. Plant body and cell structure. Chlamydomonas is unicellular, motile green algae. The thallus is represented by a single cell. The shape of thallus can be oval, spherical, oblong, ellipsoidal or piriform. The piriform or pear-shaped thalli are common. They have narrow anterior end and a broad posterior end. The structure of thallus can be divided into following parts. Cell wall. The cell is surrounded by a smooth, thin and firm cell wall made of cellulose. The cell wall at the anterior end is extended to make apical papilla. In some species the outer pectose layer dissolves in water medium to make gelatinous layer outer to cell wall. Plasma membrane. Inner to the cell wall lies the plasma lemma plasma membrane. It is made of two membranes separated by an opaque zone. Cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is present in thallus between the plasma membrane and the nucleus. In Chlamydomonas generally a large, cup-shaped parietal chloroplast is present in cytoplasm. But the chloroplasts can be of various shapes in different Chlamydomonas species. The pyrenoids are from 2 to many. The pyrenoids are concerned with synthesis of starch. The diatiosomes or Golgi bodies are found near the nucleus and they do not possess large vesicles. Each cell contains 2 contractile vacuoles located at the base of flagella in a plane at right angle to them. The contractile vacuoles are excretory or osmoregulatory in function. They regulate the water contents of the cell by the process of osmosis. The thallus contains 80 S ribosomes while 70 S ribosomes characteristic of prokaryotic cells are present in chloroplast. Nucleus. The thallus contains single large, dark nucleus lying inside the cavity of the cup-shaped chloroplast. Stigma or eye spot. The anterior side of the chloroplast contains a tiny spot of orange or reddish color called stigma or eye spot. It is photoreceptive organ concerned with the direction of the movement of flagella. The eye spot is made of curved pigmented plate. The plate contains 2 to 3 parallel rows of droplets or granules containing carotenoids. Flagella. The anterior part of thallus bears 2 flagella. Both the flagella are whiplash or achromatic type, equal in size. Each flagellum originates from a basal granule or and comes out through a fine canal in cell wall. Neuromotor apparatus. In some species, a sensitive neuromotor apparatus is present. It controls movement of thallus in response to light, chemical and other stimuli. Reproduction in Chlamydomonas. The reproduction in Chlamydomonas is both asexual and sexual. Asexual reproduction. It takes place by following methods. By zoospores. The zoospore formation takes place during favorable conditions. The zoospore formation takes place as follows. The protoplast contracts and gets separated from the cell wall. The parent cell loses flagella. The contractile vacuoles and the neuromotor apparatus disappear. The protoplasm divides longitudinally by mitotic division forming 2 daughter protoplasts. The second longitudinal division of protoplasm takes place at right angle to the first, thus making 4 daughter chloroplasts. Sometimes the protoplasm may further divide to make August 16, 32 daughter protoplasts. The pyrenoids and initials of neuromotor apparatus also divide. The contractile vacuoles also develop in daughter protoplasts. Each daughter cell develops cell wall, flagella and transforms into zoospore. The zoospores are liberated from the parent cell or zoosporangium by gelatinization or rupture of the cell wall. The zoospores are identical to the parent cell in structure but smaller in size. The zoospores simply enlarge to become mature Chlamydomonas. Under favorable conditions, the formation of zoospores can take place every 25 hours. By aplanospores, the aplanospores are formed slightly under unfavorable conditions. Aplanospores are formed as the parent cell loses flagella. The protoplast rounds off and secretes a thick wall outside. These non-motile structures are called aplanospores. On approach of favorable conditions, aplanospores may germinate either directly or divide to produce zoospores. By hypnospores, in extreme unfavorable conditions the protoplast develops thick wall and the structure developed is called hypnospores. The hypnospores also germinate like aplanospores on approach of favorable conditions. Palmar stage. The palmar stage is formed under unfavorable conditions as shortage of water, excess of salts, etc. The process is as follows. The protoplast of parent cell divides to make many daughter protoplasts. The parent cell wall gelatinizes to make mucilaginous sheath around daughter protoplasts. The daughter protoplasts also develop gelatinous wall around themselves but do not develop flagella. These protoplast segments are called palmelospores. The division and red visions of these protoplasts ultimately forms amorphous colony with indefinite number of spores and it is called palmar stage. When favorable conditions return, the gelatinous wall is dissolved, palmelospores develop flagella, and the spores are released to make new thalli. Sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction in Chlamydomonas can be isogamous, anisogamous or oogamous. The thallus can be homothallic, both types of gametes are produced in same thallus, or can be heterothallic, i.e., plus, and gametes come from different parents. The gametes may be naked and called gymnogametes or covered by cell wall called calyptogametes. Isogamy. Most of the Chlamydomonas species are isogamous in nature. In isogamous reproduction, the fusion of gametes, which are similar in size, shape and structure, take place. These gametes are morphologically similar but physiologically dissimilar. In many isogamous species, the vegetative cells may directly function as gametes. The two gametes come close to each other by their anterior ends and later fusion proceeds to lateral sides. The fusion product is flagellated zygote. The zygote later on loses flagella and gets covered by a thick wall and is now called zygospore. Anisogamy. In anisogamous reproduction, the gametes are unequal in size. The male gametes or microgametes are smaller, the female gametes or macrogametes are larger. The macrogametes are formed in female gametangium in which the protoplast divides to make 2 to 4 gametes only. The microgametes are formed in male gametangium where the protoplast divides to make 8 to 16 gametes. The microgametes are more active than macrogametes. The microgametes come close to the macrogamete, the protoplast of microgamete enters into macrogamete and after fusion a diploid zygote is formed. The zygote secretes a thick wall and transforms into zygospore that later on germinate to form new thallus. Oogamy. The oogamous sexual reproduction takes place in some species. The vegetative thallus functioning as female cell withdraws its flagella and directly functions as non-motile macrogamete or egg. The female gamete contains many pyrenoids. The microgametes are formed by 4 divisions of protoplast as in case of anisogamous reproduction. The microgamete reaches the female gamete and unites by anterior ends. The contact wall between the two dissolves. After plasmagamy and karyogamy, a diploid zygote is formed. The zygote secretes a thick wall and transforms into zygospore.